What exactly did they have for lunch?
T-bone steak. The assistant cooked some up.
Come to think of it, there was a plate with some bones on it in the employee area.
Everyone else, meaning the witness, did not eat with them.
So in the end, you didn't get to eat.
Yeah, no steak at least. Can you believe it?
That must have been tough.
Phoenix,
Yeah?
doesn't something about that seem odd to you?
Yeah, it does seem odd now that you mention it. Mr. Manila.
What do you want?
When I went to Studio 2, I saw something on the table there. There were 2 plates, the same kind of plates as the ones in the employee area. Who ate lunch there?
Huh? No, good call. I was embarrassed, so I didn't mention it. But I did eat after all.
A T-bone steak, you mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, the assistant went through all that trouble. I brought it to the trailer thinking I could eat it later.
Clearly a man who likes to eat. I had suspected as much. So when exactly did you eat it?
We took one break during that meeting. I wolfed it down then.
A mental image I will carry with me to my grave. Wait a second. If they took a break in that meeting, that contradicts his testimony. I'll press on that one a bit more. What were you discussing?
The Steel Samurai story in our budget. Get this, the sponsors turned to me and say, Mr. Manila, those scripts of yours are not appropriate for children. Can't you believe it?
Actually, I kind of can. So nobody left the table during the whole meeting.
During the meeting, well, I'm pretty sure no one left their chairs.
You didn't take a single break?
Well, yeah, not a one.
What's he sweating so much about, I wonder? Well, I had an idea. Wait a second. Maybe I do have an idea. Wait a second. Mr. Manila, you've just contradicted yourself. Didn't you just tell the court that you ate that T-bone steak during a break?
Oops, Raffle.
Well? Mr. Manila, what's this all about?
Well, yeah, I guess we did take a little break.
Phoenix, great job. If they took a break, one of them could have gone to the studio during that time.
Your Honor, I call on the witness to testify to the court about this break. Very well. Mr. Manila, your testimony, please. Uh-oh. Edgeworth is laughing. He doesn't actually have a soul, so this is a little weird.
Yeah, FWIW, we took a break, Raffle. But it was only 15 minutes. 15, that's only 13 in base 12. Not enough time for someone to say commit murder in Studio 1, lol. That's only just enough time to eat a T-bone steak if you'd ask me.
I don't think it would even be enough time for that, but that's just me. Very well, you may begin the cross-examination. Okay. Press! What time exactly did you take this break?
I'd say it was from around 2:30 or so until 2:45.
2:30. That's the time of death. So he could have gone to Studio 1, killed Hammer, and come back. I guess it's possible time-wise.
But it was only 15 minutes. 15, that's only 13 in base 12.
What were you doing for those 15 minutes?
Eating my T-bone steak, what else?
There were 2 plates on that table.
Alright, the other one was Diva's. Sorry, D. Vasquez's plate.
D. Vasquez, the producer.
To eat a T-bone in 15 minutes, that's quite a feat.
Why is that?
Haven't we had enough of this pointless line of questioning? Your Honor, the testimony to this point has made one certain fact painfully clear. The people in the trailer had nothing to do with this murder. It was impossible for any of them to go to Studio One.
What?
Something wrong, Mr. Wright? Surely you aren't suggesting one of the people in the trailer went to Studio One.
Well, Mr. Wright?
Phoenix, this is critical. Don't fuck it up or I'm divorcing you. Think about it before you give your answer.
Do you claim someone from the trailer went to Studio One? I claim it and claim it loud. If I agree to let everyone in that trailer off the hook, then the trial is over. Mr. Powers will be found guilty for sure. The victim was murdered at 2:30, the exact time of the break in the meeting. With 15 minutes, murder is certainly a possibility. I suppose you might say that. Alright, I've got the judge thinking now.
Never a dull moment with you, Mr. Wright.
What's your point, Edgeworth?
You've been doing your homework, haven't you? Look at the court record.
The court record?
Surely you knew that from 2:15 to 4, the path between the studios was blocked. Mrs. Monkey's head had fallen across the path.
Whoa, you're right.
True, the break in the trailer meeting came right at the time of death. However, the path from there to the scene of the crime was blocked. The fallen Mrs. Monkeyhead barred the way.
Wasn't it a Mr. Monkeyhead? It's actually Mr. Monkey, but Edgeworth has a point. And somehow I feel no desire to correct him. No counter-argument, Mr. Wright? Then I'm afraid you lose this round.
I believe we have seen enough evidence. I would like to relieve Mr. Manella from the stand.
What? It's over? Very well. The court's opinion on this case is as follows. We have found that there were several other people in Studio 2 on the day of the murder. However, it is also clear that none of these people could have gone to Studio 1. They therefore have no relation to this case. Furthermore, with regards to the photo of the Steel Samurai, given the size of the costume, no one other than Mr. Powers could have worn it that day. All that is lacking is decisive evidence that he is the one who did it. If we had that, I'm afraid I would have to find Mr. Powers guilty.
Your Honor, the prosecution is pleased to announce that we indeed have decisive evidence. Oh, another witness.
Who is this witness, Mr. Edgeworth?
My witness saw the very moment when the Steel Samurai skewered the victim.
Order! I will have order! I see. The court will take a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear your witness. Court is adjourned for recess. Alright, so we got like 15 minutes. I don't know how long recesses are, but we got however long that is, until we're royally fucked. What do we do now, Mia? If everyone in that trailer has an alibi.
I'm sorry, Phoenix. I guess I was wrong.
Mia? Don't tell me you're giving up. If you give up, what hope do I have?
Don't get me wrong. I've never given up on a trial before, not while there was a chance. Only one thing became clear in your cross-examination. The people in the trailer could not have gone to Studio 1. I thought there was more to it than that. But I was wrong. That's all there is.
Oh, what's gonna happen to me? It kinda seems like everyone in that courtroom thinks I did it. They think I'm a murderer.
Don't worry, Mr. Powers. If you're innocent, we will prove it. I guarantee it. Leave it to us and be yourself. Be strong. You are the Steel Samurai, hero to children everywhere, after all.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, Phoenix. This one's for the kids. Let's do it.
Court is back in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers.
The prosecution has a concern. As our witness is a grade schooler of tender years and this is a murder case, we worry that the defense might cause unnecessary trauma with his cruel questioning.
Nice to see Edgeworth taking the moral high ground.
However, we have no choice. The prosecution calls Cody Hackins to the stand. Your Honor, perhaps you could arrange a box for him to stand on.
Oh, right! God, please bring him a box. Oh, one of those donut crates should do.
Will the witness state his name and grade in school? Witness.
What? Just because you're all grown up don't mean you can push me around.
Cody, answer his question, okay?
Hey, it's you, the nice lady. I'm Cody Hackins. I'm in 2nd grade.
I get the feeling this is going to be a long, long day. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember that you're speaking to a child. Try to be gentle.
Witness, I mean Cody.
He's having trouble with this gentle thing.
You were present. You were at Global Studios on the day of the incident.
You got a problem with that?
Please tell us what you saw that day.
What, Pops? You want me to tell you and Gramps with a beard over there?
Just, Mr.
I prefer bearded gentlemen myself. A very long day. Incidentally, photographic equipment is strictly forbidden in this courtroom.
My apologies, Your Honor. He should have said he wouldn't testify if he couldn't bring it. I'd like special permission if that's possible.
Wait, so you're saying you had to bargain terms with a kid and you lost?
Hey, I just got this new camera. Don't really know how to use it all that good yet, but I bring it with me everywhere I go.
Phoenix, I wonder if he had that camera on the day of the murder. Better make a note of it in the court record.
Cody's camera added to the court record. Very well, Cody. Please testify to the court about what you saw the day of the incident.
And here's the part where we get to rip his testimony apart and make him cry. I wanted to see a Steel Samurai rehearsal just once. I found a map on the internet and went to the studios that day. I went through the woods off the path so that old lady wouldn't catch me. I was going for the studio. I got kind of lost on the way though for about 30 minutes. When I came out by the studio, there was the Steel Samurai. It totally rocked. Right before my eyes, out came the bad guy. Of course, the Steel Samurai took him down. Pow! If I had my camera with me, that would have been the time for a shot, I tell you. Anyway, I couldn't get into the studio, so I went home.
Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. But be gentle. Remember, you're talking to a child. This kid is tougher than most adults we see in here, honestly. Ugh. That was terrible. Oh well. You really like the Steel Samurai, huh?
Course I do. I've taped every show, and I go to all the live performances.
That's impressive. Have you been to the amusement park?
Course, duh. My dad always takes me.
Poor dad.
I found a map on the internet and went to the studios that day.
Was that day the first time you'd been to the studio?
Actually, I've been a couple of times. I never managed to get there on a rehearsal day. And that security lady's always yelling.
Right, please continue.
Chill, Pops, I'm getting to it. How am I supposed to talk with you cutting me off all the time? Jeez! I went through the woods off the path so that old lady wouldn't catch me.
Off the path?
Yeah, you know how the studios are in a valley there? If you go off the path a little, there's woods. That's where I was.
I see.
Anyhow, I was going for the studio.
Did nothing unusual happen on your way to the studio?
Unusual?
Did you see this monkey by any chance?
Oh, you mean Mr. Monkey. Yeah, I saw him, but his head wasn't busted.
So you went
So you went straight to the studio.
I got kind of lost on the way, though, for about 30 minutes.
You got lost in the woods?
Yeah, I couldn't figure out which way I was walking. Man, I was relieved when I saw the blue studio doors. But guess what happened next? When I came out by the studio, there was the Steel Samurai.
The Steel Samurai?
Yeah, he was standing by the studio gate. It looked like he was thinking about something before going in. Then he opened up the gate and went inside.
I see. What then?
It totally rocked. Right before my eyes, out came the bad guy.
What sort of bad guy was it?
A guy, a person, kind of tall, skinny.
Are you sure it was a guy?
I don't know. He was kind of far away.
Oh, he's being awfully vague.
Of course, the Steel Samurai took him down. Pow!
What happened to the bad guy?
Huh? Well, he kind of didn't move, not a bit, like he was dead. I guess he's a real pro. What a great actor.
Yes, I suppose he was.
If I had my camera with me, that would have been a great shot, I tell you.
If you had your camera. You mean you weren't carrying your camera then?
No, I wasn't. It's not like I have it all the time.
Really? I guess seeing the killing freaked him out and he went home.
Phoenix, remember he's a child. Use gentle words, but be firm.
Easy for you to say. We're trying this one. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this. God damn it, I hit the wrong one. Was it this one? I don't know if I can present in the middle of a thing. Okay, I should be able to... Wait, hold on. Can I actually look in this? No. Okay. We'll try and present this then as the evidence. Okay, there it goes. Cody, what you just said seems, well, a little strange. Didn't you say before that you always bring your digital camera wherever you go? You were quite clear about that.
Huh?
Cody, you shouldn't lie here. You understand that, right? Mr. Wright, a word with you. Uh-oh, was I putting the pressure on too much? What is this digital camera contraption you're talking about? It's, a digital camera, Your Honor. It's kind of a new sort of camera. How do I explain this? Fucking boomers. I see! Anyway, Cody. I can't believe you wouldn't bring your camera on a trip to the studios. You did bring it, didn't you?
Mr. Wright, how cruel you are to terrorize a poor child so.
I don't care if he's a child or a prosecuting attorney. No one should lie in court.
What do you mean, or a prosecuting attorney?
Well, Cody?
What? Yeah, so I had my camera, so what? You got a problem with that?
So you did have a camera. And did you use this camera?
Why would I use it? I was too busy watching.
Very well. Please testify to the court about what you were so busy watching. Okay.
Yeah, I had my camera with me, but I was glued to the action. I couldn't take my eyes off it. The Steel Samurai, he goes for the bad guy. Wham! Then the bad guy stopped moving. He's so strong. The Steel Samurai rules.
Really, I have to pick that apart? Ah, is that all? Well, that was brief. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination? Press him on everything. So why didn't you use it?
He's getting to that. Relax and listen.
I didn't use it because I was too busy watching the real thing.
So you were watching the Steel Samurai. Did you watch the whole fight?
Yeah, of course.
You didn't turn away, not even once?
No.
Okay, then tell us exactly what happened.
Yeah, I'm getting to that.
So the bad guy attacked him first.
Yeah.
What sort of person was this bad guy?
I told you a person. He was a person.
How was he dressed?
I kind of don't remember. I was too busy watching the Steel Samurai.
I see. And what happened next?
Then the bad guy stopped moving.
Why?
Huh? What do you mean, why?
Why wasn't the bad guy moving?
Well, because the Steel Samurai brought him to justice.
And how exactly did he do that?
How did he do it? With a samurai kick and a samurai punch, samurai chop, samurai slap. So something like that.
He's still being vague about this.
Why don't give me that look, Pops?
How should I play this? Cody.
What?
Something's bothering me. Before you said that you couldn't take your eyes off the action.
Yeah, so what?
Yet you missed the most important part.
What is the meaning of this? The witnesses stated what he saw quite clearly.
You know as well as I do that he's being vague. Tell me what kind of murderer uses a samurai slap. My point is this. Cody, you may have seen some of the Steel Samurai's fight, but you missed the most important part, the killing blow. Order! Order! Mr. Wright, how could this be? Can you explain how we might have missed something so vital? Well, that's the thing.
Phoenix, I believe you're on the right track with this. Think, why didn't Cody see the climax of the fight? I know you can figure this out.
Mr. Wright, your answer. We've ascertained that this young boy is a great fan of the Steel Samurai. Why wouldn't he watch the climax of the fight? I think it's because he was distracted. He was watching something. He missed the climax of the fight because he was looking at something else. Probably. Something else?
Mr. Wright, explain yourself. What could possibly distract this boy from seeing his idol, the Steel Samurai fight? What are you claiming he was looking at?
Oof. I think of something. Think nothing. Nothing. Mr. Wright, please refrain from making baseless claims. Yes, sorry, Your Honor. You have another explanation for this? We've ascertained that this young boy is a great fan of the Steel Samurai. Why wouldn't he watch the climax of a fight? Your Honor, I have evidence.
Evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. Why did Cody look away from the fight? Here's my proof. Proof? Can I do that again? Doesn't prove anything.
Lost your nerve, have you?
Very well, I'll ask you the question again. We've ascertained that this young boy is a great fan of the Steel Samurai. Why would he watch? Fuck it, he couldn't watch it because I said so. Because he couldn't watch it. How could he calmly watch a murder taking place at his age?
Just a moment, please. One thing has become quite clear in this boy's testimony. He did not believe he was witnessing a murder. He was watching the Steel Samurai fight like on TV. The more real the fight, the more he would have watched.
I have to agree with Mr. Edgeworth. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have another explanation? Okay. Okay, so I have to show some kind of evidence, but fucking nothing makes sense. My only guess is that if he wasn't watching this thing break, then he was figuring out his camera. Here's my proof. What's that? The camera? The witness stated that he recently received this camera. Yes, I'm aware of that. He wasn't entirely familiar with its operation. I'm aware of that too. Ah, correct. Why would Cody be looking somewhere else at the critical moment? Because he was looking at his camera. He is trying to take a picture.
Hey,
Bullseye.
what's your problem, Pops? You got a thing for picking on little kids?
Pressing, not picking.
Good job, Phoenix. Cody was lying, clearly. Smart of you to realize there was no way he could just stand there watching his hero and not take a picture.
Right. Cody, there was only one reason why you would have looked away from the fight, and that was because you wanted to take a picture. But having just received your camera, you weren't used to using it yet, so you missed the climax of the fight, correct?
Yeah.
Well, Phoenix, I'll bet you anything he's hiding more than that. Have him testify again.
Right. It means business. Your Honor, the defense would like to request that Cody Hackins testify once more. Very well. Cody, could you please tell us about your camera and about why you didn't take a picture of the fight? Welcome to the real world, kid. You sniffling little bitch.
Yeah, you're right, Pops. The Steel Samurai had just escaped from the clutches of the villain, so I held up my camera to take a picture. The lens wouldn't open in time, so I missed it. That's all that happened. Yep.
Anything strange with that testimony, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but I'd like to proceed with the cross-examination anyway.